Squirtle, what happened to you? When the invitation said be there or be square, they didn't mean it literally, okay? It's just a figure of speech. So, a few weeks ago, the Pokemon Company and Game Freak announced a new Pokemon game coming to the Switch in November. It turned out not to be the Pokemon game we were all waiting for at E3. To give you a little bit of context to the situation, they basically said, hey, we're working on a new Switch game, and that was about it. Nothing else whatsoever. So, looking at the beginning of the announcement, I thought these new Pokemon Let's Go games were going to be it, and I was about to shed a tear. Lo and behold, they actually announced another RPG coming later in 2019. However, the Let's Go games aren't actually coming out until November, so apparently they needed to give us something to tide us over for that too. Which brings us to Pokemon Quest. It was released alongside the announcement. When I saw pictures, I knew I was going to have to make a video about it. The very beginning of the game sees you traveling to a place called Tumblecube Island. I wonder how long they sat around the boardroom making that up. The little bit of dialogue leads you to believe that you're not actually a Pokemon trainer, you're just a treasure hunter. My goal is to thoroughly explore Tumblecube Island and uncover lots of loot. God, the writers really did a number on this one. Anyways, I'm just gonna get my starter Pokemon and off we go. I chose Squirtle because he's like my third favorite Pokemon. The tutorial is super boring, so I'm just gonna skip it. And let's go whoop some ass. Wait, I'm not even controlling any of my Pokemon? Are you serious? I'm basically just telling my Pokemon when to use their special moves, but I have to time it correctly because they have a mind of their own. They'll scatter, they come back together. It's basically an auto fighter. You remember when Pokemon games had strategy and you had to actually, think about the battles? Well, not anymore. Now everything is automated. You can even switch on auto fight to automate the Pokemon skills and stuff. Hell, the game just plays itself. Now, the game is coming out for mobile devices, so of course you're going to see those nuances of a mobile game. But I'd at least expect them to change some things. Nope. You can move a little hand where you would normally put your finger to tap. You can use some controller inputs, but it's very, very limited. Obviously, this game was made for mobile devices in mind. There are even the words tap to start on the title screen. You have to wait real world time for certain things. I mean, I know that the game was free, but come on. I mean, you can't have a console game operate like a mobile game that makes you wait for things to happen. What I'm mainly talking about is your battery life within the game. Going on expeditions and treasure hunts usually takes 1 unit of battery, and you only have 5 at a time. And apparently it takes a whole half hour of real life time just to recover 1 of them. Again, this is a console version. I shouldn't be waiting for stuff. For the main part of the game, you go on these expeditions to explore the island and kill Pokemon. That's right, you're literally killing them. Remember when you used to weaken the Pokemon and then just catch them? Well, not anymore, as nowadays you just slaughter them. I mean, fuck them, am I right? Pokemon level up like they do in the normal games, but when they level up, they move closer to unlocking a spot on what's known as a power grid. This power grid is where you put your power stones to make your Pokemon either have more attack or HP depending on the slot's icon. That's right, the Pokemon's strength isn't even their own. Once you take off all of those power stones, that Pokemon is weaker than shit. Being pretty much completely automated while running out on the field, the Pokemon are completely stupid. They'll run into trees, mountainsides, or even into self-destructing Pokemon. There are even times when 2 of my Pokemon died at the same time because they're so stupid. You can even decorate your home base with these creepy statues of Pokemon. Why? Because why the hell not? I mean, I feel like why the hell not was pretty much the main idea when creating this game. Your home base or campsite is where you'll cook food to attract other Pokemon. So instead of catching Pokemon out in the wild, you just put food out and see who comes. Anyways, random Pokemon will show up whenever you make the recipe. And most of them were pretty weak compared to the Pokemon you've been training since the beginning. Aside from going on expeditions and cooking, you can also train your Pokemon to learn new moves or gain a very small amount of experience. Whenever you train, you have to pit 5 of your own Pokemon against the one that you want to power up. The only catch is that the 5 Pokemon will leave when the training is done. I say leave, but they die. They're seriously being thrown against your other Pokemon. They should have been balls instead of cubes because this game is pointless. The entire reason behind its existence is 100% pointless. The Pokemon Company was just like, well, we need to put something on the Switch and we can't have people waiting a few more months. I'm not saying that a game that doesn't have a reason to exist is inherently bad. I'm just saying that it just kind of feels like, to me, that's sort of the attitude that they had when developing this game. That's about it for this game. I played about all that I could until I got to the endless repetitive feeling that a mobile game usually gives me. After that, I just kind of stopped playing. I'll leave some links to other videos at the end here and in my description. This week I'd recommend watching my Pepsi Man video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Thanks for watching.